Act as if everything always works out for you, because in the unseen realm it already has. The greatest mistake people make is allowing what they see to dictate what they believe. But the truth is this: life does not move by what your eyes see. Life moves by what your spirit accepts. When you carry the quiet confidence that all things are aligning for your good, you step into a higher law, a greater power, a spiritual certainty that reshapes your destiny. Most people wait for evidence before they believe. But the ones who rise, the ones who walk in quiet authority, they believe first. They walk with a posture of victory before the victory ever shows up. They speak as if the mountain is already moved. They act as if the door is already open. They hold themselves like someone who cannot be defeated. This is not pretending. This is aligning yourself with a deeper truth. There is a power that responds to expectation. There is a spiritual rhythm that follows conviction. When you expect good, good begins to look for you. Carrying the inner conviction of victory means living from a place deep within you where doubt has no authority. It is not loud, it is not arrogant, and it is not dependent on circumstances. It is a quiet certainty, a calm assurance that no matter what you face, the outcome is already bending in your favor. This kind of conviction is not something you wait to feel. It is something you choose to hold. It is a decision you make every morning when you rise and every night before you rest. You decide that you will not be moved by appearances, that you will not surrender your peace to temporary challenges, and that you will stand firm on the truth that life supports you more than it opposes you. When you carry this conviction, your spirit becomes steady. You stop overreacting to problems because you know they don't have the final say. You stop fearing delays because you recognize that delays often carry protection or preparation within them. You stop fighting battles that don't belong to you because you understand that some victories come from standing still and allowing things to unfold in the right timing. This inner assurance shifts the way you respond to everything. Instead of panic, you carry patience. Instead of confusion, you carry clarity. Instead of frustration, you carry faith. People around you might not understand it. They may wonder why you are not troubled by the same things that trouble them. They may question how you can remain calm when everything seems uncertain. But what they don't see is the foundation you stand on. They don't feel the strength that rises in you every time a challenge tries to shake you. They don't hear the quiet voice inside you reminding you that this moment is not the end. It is merely a step in the direction of your victory. When you possess this conviction, external noise cannot disturb your inner peace. This conviction begins to influence your choices. You make decisions with confidence instead of fear. You pursue opportunities without second-guessing your worth. You step out in faith because you trust that the ground will rise to meet your feet. You no longer hesitate or shrink back from what is meant for you. Instead, you move like someone who knows they are backed by something greater than human ability. You begin to see yourself as someone who is capable, someone who is supported, someone who cannot be defeated by momentary difficulties. Carrying the inner conviction of victory also opens your eyes to possibilities that fear keeps others from seeing. When your heart is steady, you notice doors others walk past. You see solutions in places others see problems. You recognize opportunities hidden inside challenges. Your mind becomes sharper, your intuition becomes clearer, and your decisions become more decisive because you are no longer clouded by insecurity or doubt. This conviction allows you to walk boldly into the unknown, because the unknown does not intimidate you. It excites you. Most people wait for life to confirm that they are winning before they feel victorious. But those who rise to higher levels choose to feel victorious before life ever shows the evidence. This is the power of conviction. It shapes your emotional climate, your thoughts, your behaviors, and eventually your reality. When you deeply believe that victory is your portion, Your actions naturally align with that belief. You speak differently. You walk differently. You think differently. You attract differently. And the world begins to respond to the energy you carry. The truth is, victory does not begin outside of you. It begins within you. When you carry the inner conviction that things are always working out for you, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the author of your response, the guardian of your peace, and the architect of your future. This inner certainty becomes your anchor, holding you steady while life rearranges itself for your good. Believing before you see is one of the highest expressions of inner strength, and it separates those who live limited lives from those who rise above circumstances. Most people rely on what is visible to determine what is possible. They wait for signs, confirmations, guarantees, and perfect conditions before they dare to hope or act. But life does not reward hesitation. Life rewards expectation. When you believe before the evidence shows up, you activate a different realm of power. You operate on a level where your faith becomes the blueprint of your reality, shaping outcomes long before the physical world catches up. This type of belief is not blind optimism. It is spiritual intelligence. It is choosing to trust that what is meant for you is already on its way, even if nothing in your surroundings reflects that. It is holding a picture in your heart of the life you want, the success you desire, the peace you crave, even when everything around you looks opposite. It is knowing that the invisible often moves before the visible shifts. When you believe before seeing, you give permission for the unseen to begin aligning, arranging, and orchestrating what will soon appear in your life. Belief is creative. It draws things toward you. It pulls opportunities out of places you didn't expect. It causes people to notice you, doors to unlock, and paths to unfold in ways that defy logic. When you carry expectation, your energy changes. You speak differently. You walk differently. You think differently. There is a quiet boldness about you, a calm certainty that others can feel even if they don't understand it. That confidence becomes magnetic, attracting things that match your belief. Many people let doubt control their thinking. They talk themselves out of their own blessings because they cannot see the next step. They limit what is possible because they've trained their minds to trust only what is visible. But everything great, everything powerful, everything life-changing starts in the unseen. Ideas begin in the unseen. Breakthroughs begin in the unseen. Transformation begins in the unseen. Nothing appears physically without first existing in the invisible realm of thought, belief, and expectation. When you grasp this truth, you stop waiting for physical proof. You start creating the proof with your belief. Believing before seeing teaches you to stand steady when nothing seems to be happening. It trains your mind to resist fear and stay focused on what you know rather than what you feel. Emotions fluctuate. Circumstances shift. People change. But belief gives you stability. It keeps you anchored while life adjusts itself to deliver what you're expecting. This is why belief is not passive. It is active. It shapes your daily actions. It influences your choices. It strengthens your resilience. You move forward not because everything is clear, but because you are convinced that clarity will meet you along the way. This type of belief also frees you from the pressure of needing everything instantly. You begin to value the process instead of rushing it. You understand that sometimes the delay is building the very capacity you will need for the blessing. You stop comparing your journey with others, because you understand that belief personalizes your path. It aligns life uniquely for you, in the way you need, at the time you need it. When you believe before you see, you step into a flow where you are no longer forcing life. You are cooperating with it. Belief before evidence is also a declaration of trust in yourself. It means you trust your potential, your gifts, your inner guidance, and your future. It means you no longer allow fear to narrate your story. You refuse to shrink your dreams to match your circumstances. Instead, you allow your belief to elevate your circumstances to match your dreams. This shift in mindset opens doors your fear would have kept closed. Ultimately, believing before seeing is choosing to live from the truth that life is for you, not against you. It is declaring with your actions, thoughts, and emotions that what you desire is already forming. And when you consistently hold that belief, the visible world eventually bows to the conviction within you. Responding to challenges with calm faith is one of the strongest expressions of inner mastery. Anyone can stay positive when life is smooth, but true strength is revealed when things become uncertain. Calm faith is not pretending you don't feel pressure. It's choosing not to let that pressure dictate your reactions. It's standing in the middle of a difficult moment with a settled spirit, knowing that what you're facing is not the end of your story. Instead of panicking, you take a breath. Instead of reacting from fear, you respond from inner certainty. This shift in your inner world changes the outcome of every situation you encounter. Challenges are not a sign that life is against you. They are a sign that life is shaping you. When you respond with calm faith, you remove the power of the storm and reclaim authority over your emotions. Fear thrives in noise, stress, and rushed decisions, but faith thrives in stillness. Faith grows in the quiet places where you remind yourself that things are unfolding in your favor, even if you cannot see it yet. When you refuse to panic, fear loses its influence. When you remain calm, you think more clearly. You see the situation more accurately, and you make wiser choices. Calm faith does not mean inactivity. It means your actions are guided, not forced. You don't move from desperation. You move from conviction. You handle the challenge without letting it handle you. You look at difficulties not as threats, but as opportunities wrapped in disguise. You start to see that every setback contains a lesson, every delay carries protection, and every obstacle is preparing you for something greater. This mindset allows you to stay grounded, even when life seems chaotic. When you respond with calm faith, you don't allow external noise to control your internal state. People may expect you to crumble, lose your temper, or react emotionally. They may question why you're not shaken. But your stability comes from a deeper source. You know that panic never solves anything. You know that fear clouds judgment. You know that the situation is temporary, but your response is permanent. You choose to be the kind of person who keeps peace, even when peace seems impossible. That inner stability becomes your strength. Calm faith allows you to see the bigger picture. In the moment, challenges can feel overwhelming, but faith reminds you that what you see is only a piece of a much larger plan. You don't interpret the entire story from a single difficult chapter. You trust that something is being rearranged, something is being refined, something is being aligned, even if it's not obvious. This mindset gives you patience. It keeps you steady while life does its work behind the scenes. When you stay calm in the face of difficulty, solutions begin to appear more easily. Your mind is no longer crowded with fear, so clarity flows. You become more creative. You begin to see possibilities you missed before. Your intuition becomes sharper, because your inner world is quiet enough to hear guidance. Instead of forcing outcomes, you allow the right one to emerge. This is the power of calm faith. It opens doors that fear keeps shut. Challenges are a natural part of growth. They are catalysts, not curses. They push you forward, build resilience, and deepen your trust in the unseen process working for you. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you strengthen the belief that things will turn out well. You train your mind to respond with wisdom instead of emotion. You elevate your spirit above the temporary difficulty. People who respond with calm faith move through life differently. They are not shaken easily. They don't break under pressure. They don't retreat when things get tough. They face life with dignity, strength, and inner stability. They become an example of what it means to hold peace in a world full of noise. And because their reactions are steady, their outcomes are stronger. Calm faith does not remove challenges, but it ensures that challenges never remove you from your path. Walking with the posture of someone who wins is not about arrogance, ego, or pretending. It is about carrying yourself with a deep, inner knowing that life is on your side. This posture isn't physical first. It begins in your spirit. It is the way you show up in your thoughts, in your decisions, in your energy long before it ever shows up in your body language. When you walk as someone who wins, you declare to yourself and to life that you are not hoping for victory. You are aligned with it. You are not waiting for approval. You already possess the qualities that make you worthy of it. Your inner world sets the tone for everything around you, and people respond to the confidence you carry. When you embody the mindset of a winner, you stop second-guessing your value. You stop shrinking yourself to make others comfortable. You stop apologizing for wanting more out of life. Winners walk into rooms with calm authority. They aren't loud, they aren't desperate, and they aren't easily intimidated. They move with the understanding that they belong wherever purpose leads them. This sense of belonging is not something the world gives. It is something you decide to hold. When you walk with this posture, fear loses its grip because you stop seeing yourself as someone who is fighting from behind. You begin seeing yourself as someone who is walking ahead. Your decisions become rooted in confidence rather than insecurity. You no longer choose the safe option just because you're afraid to fail. Instead, you choose paths that stretch you, challenge you, and elevate you. Winners do not avoid discomfort. They understand that discomfort is the pathway to transformation. This posture changes the way you respond to opportunities. Instead of saying, "I don't know if I'm ready," you begin to say, "I'm willing to grow into this." Instead of doubting yourself, you rise to the level of what is calling you. When you walk as someone who wins, you stop chasing validation. You understand that real confidence does not come from people liking you. It comes from you liking who you are becoming. You measure your progress not by applause, but by alignment. You don't need others to confirm your greatness before you believe in it. You carry your greatness internally, and life eventually mirrors it back to you. This posture changes your relationships too. You stop settling. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop giving energy to people who drain your spirit. You begin to attract people who match the strength and clarity you project. Another powerful thing happens when you walk with a winning posture. Your energy becomes magnetic. People gravitate toward those who know where they're going. Opportunities open for those who move with purpose. Favor aligns with those who expect good. Life responds to the energy you carry. If you walk as someone who is defeated, life continues to give you reasons to feel defeated. But if you walk as someone who wins, life starts arranging circumstances that reflect that expectation. Your posture becomes a signal, a vibration, a message you send to the world about what you believe you deserve. This posture also creates emotional resilience. Winners don't crumble under pressure. They feel the weight, but they don't allow it to break their spirit. They may fall, but they get up with more wisdom. They may face setbacks, but they don't allow setbacks to define their identity. When you carry the posture of victory, you stop interpreting challenges as personal failures and start seeing them as temporary obstacles on a long journey of growth. This mindset doesn't eliminate difficulty, but it prevents difficulty from stealing your identity. Walking as someone who wins also means trusting timing. Winners don't rush what is meant for them, but they also don't sit passively. They move forward with patience, strategy, and faith. They understand that the right opportunities come to those who are prepared for them. They invest in themselves. They sharpen their gifts. They refine their thinking. They carry themselves today like the person they want to become tomorrow. Ultimately, this posture is a declaration of purpose. It is you deciding that you will no longer live as though you are powerless. It is you choosing to step into your life with strength, certainty, and dignity. It is you walking each day with the confidence that you are guided, supported, and destined for more. And when you hold this posture long enough, you do not just act like someone who wins. You become someone who wins. Aligning your mindset with the outcome you desire is one of the most transformative disciplines you can ever develop. Your mind is not just a place where thoughts pass through, it is the control center of your entire life. Everything you experience, everything you pursue, everything you become begins first in the realm of thought. When your mindset aligns with the outcome you want, you begin to think, feel, act, and attract in harmony with your vision. You stop living by default and start living by design. This inner alignment is what separates people who only dream from those who actually manifest what they dream about. Most people allow their environment to shape their mindset. They let past failures dictate their confidence, present circumstances dictate their faith, and other people's opinions dictate their decisions. But when you choose to align your mindset with the outcome you desire, you break that pattern. You stop thinking from memory and begin thinking from imagination. You stop thinking from limitation and begin thinking from possibility. Instead of asking, "What is happening around me?" you begin asking, "What am I creating within me?" This shift in awareness is the first step to becoming someone who manifests intentionally rather than accidentally. Your mindset becomes your compass. When it is aligned with the outcome you desire, success, peace, abundance, healing, growth, every thought you think begins to move in that direction. Your actions follow. Your emotions begin to match your expectations. Your decisions become sharper, clearer, more intentional. You begin to act like someone who is headed toward something meaningful, rather than someone running from their fears. This alignment gives you direction, and direction gives you power. When your mindset aligns with your desired outcome, you stop sabotaging your own progress. You stop doubting your worth. You stop expecting the worst. You no longer talk yourself out of opportunities or shrink yourself to fit into smaller spaces. Instead, you begin to support your own destiny. You speak words that strengthen your vision. You choose habits that support your growth. You connect with people who elevate your thinking. The world outside you begins to reflect the world inside you. This alignment also trains your mind to ignore distractions. When you know where you're going, unnecessary noise loses its influence. You stop wasting emotional energy on people who misunderstand you. You stop getting trapped in battles that don't belong to you. You stop letting fear-based thoughts run your life. You become selective with what you allow into your spirit because you understand that your mindset must remain clear, focused, and aligned with your purpose. When your mind is aligned with your desired outcome, setbacks no longer shake you the way they used to. You don't interpret obstacles as signs of failure. Instead, you see them as part of the process. You trust that every delay carries purpose, every challenge carries instruction, every disappointment carries direction. This mindset gives you endurance. Instead of giving up when things get hard, you adjust your approach and keep moving. You begin to operate with the inner certainty that what you desire is not just possible, it's inevitable, because your mind is already walking in that reality. Alignment also activates your creativity. When you believe in your desired outcome, your mind begins searching for solutions, ideas, and strategies that match that belief. You become more resourceful. You start noticing opportunities that were always there, but invisible to an unaligned mind. You begin to attract things that resonate with your vision: people, resources, inspiration, clarity, breakthroughs. Life starts cooperating with you because you are finally cooperating with yourself. Aligning your mindset with your desired outcome is not something you do once. It is a daily decision. It is choosing to think from your vision, rather than your fears. It is choosing to hold the picture of where you are going rather than magnifying where you currently stand. It is choosing to elevate your inner world until your outer world rises to meet it. When your mind and your desired outcome are in harmony, you stop living as someone hoping things will work out. You begin living as someone who fully expects them to, and that expectation transforms everything.